going to be making a beautiful red lentil curried soup. It's actually Sri Lankan inspired, but it's got a whole lot of really good dietary fibre things.
Right.
So we've got leek, which is particularly high in dietary fibre. And of the leek, you want the white bit of the leek rather than the green bit. The green bit's got good flavour, but it hasn't got the fibre.
Okay.
We'll also be using some Savoy cabbage, which is a beautiful cabbage. We've got chilies, so chilies are just for flavour, but garlic's really good for fibre as well. Red lentils are terrific. The great thing about red lentils is they're very fast to cook. They don't need pre-soaking, and you actually end up with the cooking liquid in the dish that we're finishing up with.
Okay.
We've got some nice spices here. We've got a bit of Sri Lankan curry powder, but you can use any commercial curry powder you want, or you can make your own if you're feeling inspired. Little bit of turmeric. I use coconut milk powder, but it's also possible to use a tin of coconut milk. Just depends on your choice.
Right.
I like this because it easily stores in my pantry, and I can use it at any time and make it as strong. I've got a bit of salt there, which again we will add to taste at the end of it. And we're going to be serving this with some cashew nuts, some fresh yogurt, and some naan, which we'll pan fry or toast.
Okay.
So let's get cooking.
Sure.
Okay, we'll start off with the leek, and I'm going to chop its bottom off there, and probably use about this much of the leek. Quite often with leeks you'll get dirt in the top there, but that's easy to wash out. But we don't need to worry about that today, so I'll use about that much leek. Okay, so just pop that over there, and I just find it easy to chop it in half like that first. Like that.
Okay.
Okay, Gideon, now I need some garlic for this. Again, that's lots of prebiotic fibre.
Okay.
So I'll just show you a nice, easy way to get garlic out. Here we've got a beautiful head of it. So I'm just going to give that a bit of a smash. And you can do that with your chopping board on a knife or whatever. And then that peels across like this. And we just need 2 cloves here. That's a bit of a small one, so we might get that one there instead. Peel that back. And then I usually cut the end off there. Cut the other end off there. And I just give it a bit of a wallop.
Right.
Then it's really easy to get the skin off. So over she goes. So again, we don't want too much of a fine chop here. So we'll just be doing a bit of a chop, fairly rough chop. You can also do this in the mortar and pestle if you want. Or again, you can use garlic that's already been pre-prepared in a jar that you might keep in the fridge. I just prefer to use fresh garlic. That's about right. And now we'll just pop that garlic in there.
Okay.
And we'll be getting our Savoy cabbage, again, prebiotic fibre, and again we just want a rough chop. Okay, just turn that round the other way and we'll give that another bit of a rough chop. Really easy to do this in a food processor too. But it's clear that we've got no gadgets in this kitchen, which is terrific, so we're just doing this all by hand, and you can see how easy it is.
Yeah, it's nice and quick.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, so now we're just going to pop that in the pot there.
Okay.
That's probably about enough there. Now's the easy bit.
Okay.
We've got some red lentils.
Right.
So we're just going to pop them into the pot like that. Our curry powder, which we'll pop in. Turmeric. A little bit of salt. Not much. Everyone has a different salt tolerance, so we can always add more salt at the end. some of these beautiful curry leaves which are readily available in supermarkets or good fruit and veg shops as well. Absolutely, can you smell that aroma? They're just lovely, aren't they? Absolutely beautiful. So we'll pop them in there, and the other thing that we'll be popping in is just a little bit of green chilli. Now again, you don't have to put chilli in this. All chilies are different. You can't look at a chilli and tell how hot it is, but so I'll just start off with about that much. Again, we can always add more at the end. If you don't have fresh chilies, what you could do is add a bit of dried chilli as well. Okay, we've got a little bit of stock measured out. Again, you can use water for this. It doesn't really matter. So we'll just pop that in there. And we'll have a little bit more water on the side just in case we need to add some more. And last of all, we need to add the coconut powder in. So I'll pop some of that in. That's about it. So now it's time to get it on the stove.
Okay.
Over we go. So we'll get that alight.
Sure.
Over you go.
Okay.
I'll just clean up.
Okay.
That's okay. Great, Gideon. I think our soup's done. Come and have a smell of this.
Yeah. Gorgeous. Let's see.
Just looks beautiful,
Yeah,
doesn't
great.
it?
And the curry leaves really bring it out.
Really bring it out. Yeah, but all those beautiful spices and stuff. So we're going to be serving this with some cashew nuts, which we're just going to give a slight crush. You can actually do this in a plastic bag with the bottom of a tin can, and it works just as well. So I'll put a few of the cashew nuts in there and just give them a bit of a belt. I like them nice and crunchy. Again, they're a fabulous form of fibre in there. That's probably about enough. I think you don't want them too crushed up. Pop that to one side. And now it's time to dish up. We'll get our pot over here. Give that a nice stir. If you put a bit less liquid in this, you can actually use this as a dal too, which is a really nice recipe. So we'll be getting probably a ladle full of this in there. Or a bit more. Depends on how hungry you are. This is a lovely meal though. So I'll pop that over there for the time being. Then we'll be doing a little bit of yogurt in the centre, which is your dairy of course, but you've got all that beautiful flavour. A little bit of yogurt in the middle. Let's pop some of those cashew nuts on top. Give them a bit of a sprinkle. And a little bit of coriander. Some people don't like coriander, but you could use a bit of mint in here. You don't have to put any herb in there at all if you don't want. So a little bit of that on there, and then we'll be serving it with some naan bread. So I've just heated this up in a fry pan. So it's nice and crisp, but you can do it in the microwave too if you like.
Sure.
So just do a nice little serve of that there on the side. And we're ready to rock and roll.
Wonderful.
Great, Gideon. So there it is. It's really easy to make. So you better give it a taste test.
Yeah, sure. Here goes. Delicious.
Absolutely superb.
Hold on.
The naan bread is also a really good source of fibre. It's also really easy to make this completely vegetarian, or you can add chopped chicken in there if you like. You could add chopped any sort of meat in there if you like to make that a little bit of that, but that by itself is pretty good.
Delicious as is.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, glad you enjoyed that.
Okay.